What's going on, H-Town? Welcome back to Kickin' It, brought to you by Kroger. My name is Dorian Valenzuela, and as always, here's your chance to get to know your favorite Houston Dynamo FC players just a little bit better, and we do it in two parts. The first one is just a deeper dive into their lives on and off the pitch. It's called First Kick, and the second, it's Extra Time. It is a free-for-all, anything goes, no subject to remain untouched, and today, we get the opportunity to kick it with none other than Corey Baird. How are you, brother?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing great. And let's just get to jump right in. Upbringing is in California, right?
Yes, sir.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, I loved California. Growing up in San Diego, pretty awesome place to grow up. A lot of good soccer players have come out of there, so I think it was a great spot for my development when I was younger.
Talk about the weather. You're talking about San Diego weather. You can't compare the two.
It's a little different than Houston.
A little.
We had like 1 week since I've been here where it was pretty close to what San Diego weather was like, and it was really nice, but it was short-lived.
Yeah, I'm sure it lasted just a few hours. Actually, where I'm from in Mexico, in Guadalajara, we have a very similar climate as San Diego. So I'm used to like the sun being out during the day, and then as soon as the sun sets, it's cooler and it feels good, and you can walk around with a light jacket and stuff. So I think that's incredible. So watching you kind of adapt to the Texas heat, it has to be no joke. I mean, you've been all over the place too this year in particular.
Yeah, I mean, I always knew coming here, it was going to be a hot one. The humidity is always killer whenever you're playing in it. So definitely took me a little bit to adapt, that's for sure. But I think I'm getting used to it.
A lot of people have always wondered, and I've wondered this myself. Obviously, when somebody comes from Europe or whatever, and they come to the Texas heat, everybody's wondering how they're adapting, right? And I keep focusing on this little aspect of it because you are from the States. You've played around in different heats. How long does it usually take somebody to adapt? Do you ever truly adapt? Because I still complain about the humidity, right? But I'm not playing at the level that you're playing at and training at. Like, is there really 100% adaptation, or is this just never going to happen?
Yeah, so just talking to some guys in the team that have been here longer than I have, they're just like, yeah, you never fully adapt. You just kind of get used to it. And like, it's like, yeah, it's going to be hot and it's not going to be fun sometimes, but it's just kind of, it is what it is.
All the fans that have seen you come on in and play your game, they've wondered, and I've wondered myself, you know, how did you get here? How did you land in Houston? Talk to me a little bit about that journey, the ups and the downs, a little bit of everything, just to what got you into the Dynamo Orange.
Like all the way back into like.
We can go as far as this last year because it's been kind of a hectic year.
Yeah. So last year I was in Salt Lake. Over the off season, trade kind of came up. Didn't know too much about it. Ended up going to LAFC. Was there until midsummer, and then I honestly just got a call saying, "Hey, an offer came in from Houston, and you're getting traded." And then I think that was a Thursday afternoon. Friday night, I was on a plane and debuted Saturday night.
How was that for you?
A couple days.
How was that for you to just land and jump right in?
It was a little awkward, to be completely honest. Coming into the locker room after I like just got off a flight 16 hours earlier, not knowing anyone on the team really too well. There's a couple guys I've played against before or met off the field, but didn't really know anyone. It was definitely a little bit of a weird feeling, but we had some injuries and some guys out with COVID, so just trying to do my part for the team.
It's kind of like, hey, what's up, guys? I'm the new player.
Nice to meet you.
And nice to meet you too. A little birdie told me that you like the Houston Restaurant Week and you enjoy that. Is this true? Is this not true?
Yeah, my girlfriend found out about that pretty soon after we got here, so I don't think we got to try as many places we wanted, but we tried a few places, and I thought it was pretty cool.
Food to me is one of those that is like a huge standout in anywhere that you go. At least for me, when I travel, I like to, try try and grab a drink here and there, a different meal, something that I'm not particularly used to or exposed to. Is there anything here, in Texas, in Houston particularly, you're like, man, this is really good. Like, this is a pleasure of mine.
Yeah, I mean, I think Texas barbecue always stands out. People are always talking about that. We've got to try Pinkertons. Got a recommendation for that. And then I think one place that stood out to us is a hot chicken place called Miko's that my girlfriend
I've heard about it.
really enjoyed.
It was really good.
Yeah, it's good.
That's awesome. And then this part is called extra time. And here it's just basically anything goes. Is there anything particular that you're enjoying on streaming services? Are you watching any TV shows, any movies? Have you had the chance to kind of just kick back and relax?
Big Marvel fan, so anything Marvel that's coming out, I'm probably going to see it. And then just finished up with Squid Game.
Oh, I am on episode 2, so I'm trying to really enjoy it, and I'm planning on watching Squid Game in 2 parts. The first one in its natural language, and then the second one with the English, just to make sure that I kind of understand everything. I did that with House of Cards as well, so
Okay.
I'm very into that. My brother's actually really into Marvel as well, and I find it so interesting how everybody that's into like watching those TV series or shows, they really never do get tired of it, because I've seen them start them over, and I'm just like, hey, you've already watched this, and he's just like, no, like, I never get tired because he's just so into it. Are you one of those guys, or are you a start to finish and then move on?
I'm not saying I move on. I'm not a big rewatcher in general. I still can rewatch the Marvel stuff, but I've always kind of been into like the superhero kind of fantasy stuff. So like, with how many directions they can go with that, it's always interesting to me to see what they end up doing.
Awesome. And my last one for you is, if you are given an unlimited amount of money for the night, and you are given the night for free to do whatever you want in Houston, what is your ideal free night with a bottomless budget?
That's a good question. We're probably starting the night off at the Galleria, seeing what we can find. And then for me, I'd want to hit some sort of steakhouse and have a bottle of wine. My girlfriend might want to go to a sushi place though, so I might have to do that.
I'll be honest with you, in my years of asking that question, you've given me probably the answer that I've always wanted, because everybody talks about an ideal dinner or an ideal situation by the beach, and I'm like, nah, it's a bottomless budget. Let's go shopping first.
Yep. Good
All
shot.
right, Corey.
How are you?
Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us, for kicking it with us today. And we look forward to seeing you on the field.
Awesome. Thank you. Thanks for having me.